Hey guys, it's Katie from Six Shooter Charlie, and this is another episode of my Media Moneymakers where I show you what I've sourced and what it sells for. Now, guys, this is huge. This is huge news. So, little backstory. When people ask me, where do you find your stuff? Where do you find your stuff? Where do you source your things? A lot of times I tell people networking. Because when you're in a thrift store, you can talk to the employees. You can talk to, someone that's in there, and they will help you find your sources. I don't know how many times I've told somebody, oh yeah, I do bulk pickups for books, and they'll tell their friend who tells their friend, and that friend is like, I am literally cleaning out a house right now, and I have all these books. I don't know what to do with them. Please just come get them for free. So that being said, I was in one of my local thrift stores the other day. I love this store. And I was talking to the employee. She knows me by now. And she was telling me, she's like, man, have you ever been over to this warehouse that's on, a couple streets over? I was like, you know what? I saw it online and it kind of looks like an Amazon return place. And she goes, yeah, it is. And she's like, they have bins. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to elbow people for, a deal. And she's like, no, it's kind of like that. But she's like, I know what you sell. And she's like, I really think you should go check it out. And I was like, no, I'm not going over there. And she was like, I think you should check it out. And she's like, today is dollar day. Yes, it'll be picked over. She's like, but they have all kinds of great stuff. And I was like, okay, fine. I was like, if she's really pushing this issue and she says it's stuff that I know you sell, and I'm like, okay, fine. All right, universe, I'll go over there. I go over there, I am blown away. I have never been to one of these stores before, and yes, they do Amazon returns, and yes, they do like different days or different amounts. Like one day's $9, and then the next day's $6, and then, and it goes down and down and down, and then obviously the things get really, really, really picked over. So I went in, I start looking around, and I'm like, okay, yeah, all right. This is a lot of like kind of just junk, a lot of sticker packs and just random stuff, but then I saw it. There was a pallet of books. Nobody was touching it. Nobody was anywhere near it. And I'm like, okay. I go over there. I start scanning with my Scout app. And I'll put a link to that because it's so easy to use. Literally, it was like, it hits green when, it's a book that you should buy based on the triggers. I picked up a book. It was green. Picked up a book. It was green. I felt like, what is that, National Lampoons? I put in $1. I want a car. I put in $1. I want a car. Like, and it was good books. Like, I'm not talking like, oh, you make $1 or $2. I found so many that I was like, you're going to make $20, $30, $40. And I literally just started swimming in books, and nobody was touching them. Like, everybody's over in the bins grabbing those little tiny trinkets and stuff. And yeah, that's usually me when it's stuff that I'll sell, but like nobody was looking at the books. I'm like looking around like, and I kept checking my app because I was like, this has got to be wrong. This has to be wrong. But excuse me, these things are from Amazon returns. So what happened was a customer bought it, didn't like the book, didn't want the book, like whatever, went to return it, and Amazon said, okay, return it, and it goes to just a warehouse because it is not worth their time or money for it to go back to their warehouse, go back into inventory, be fulfilled, back out into, another customer. So they buy this stuff for like pennies, I'm sure on the dollar, and sell it. So it literally is a good book. Half of them were already still like in the packaging, like the plastic packaging that some sellers put them in. And like they were clean books. That's another thing too, is that everything was clean. There were so many new books. So let's jump to the chase. While you're really here, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this, because this is going to blow your mind. And half the time when these things happen to me, this is my biggest haul ever. When these things happen to me, I'm always like, I should quit with all this vintage clothes and everything else and just source books, because this is insane. But I also have to diversify, because at some point that's going to drop off and my, clothes are going to go back up, and then clothes will drop off. Like, so I like to diversify where I am and what I'm doing, just so there's a little bit of a safety net should the different markets drop off. Okay, here we go. I am going to show you right here. I paid $20 Hopefully you can see that. Hopefully it zooms in enough. I paid $20 with $1.90 in tax. Right there. This is the receipt. I actually paid this much for these books. Now let me tell you, if all of these books sell at their full asking price, and that's going to change, but there's no way for me to predict, to tell you like how much that's going to change. There's just too many variables in that. If all of these books sell at the asking price, and after all of my Amazon fees, I'm gonna recheck it right now. My profit would be $1,230. I paid $20. So even if you take out my cost of goods, I'm gonna make $1,210 for all of these books that I bought. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I went back to my truck and sat in my truck and went, like, am I on like some sort of like weird prank, like TV show? Like, I just felt like I had just robbed the place. And I mean, I just couldn't, like, I was just hyperventilating at one point because I was just like, every time, because when I go out and do book pickups or I go and scan a place, I take about 6 to 7% of the books that I scan are winners, or ones that I'm going to take based on the profits. Now, my profit margin has never been this high because I'm just going and looking for random books. These books were just sitting there, like, and nobody was touching them. So I always say, when you're looking to source, network with the people around you, your family, your friends. They all have things they want to get rid of. God willing, my grandmother wants to give me all of her books, but they are very far away and it would take me a lot to go get them. But talk to those people. The people that are in your thrift stores, they know where the good deals are because that's what they do. Talk to thrift store, like small business thrift store owners, and say, hey, like, if you ever get like a bulk donation in of books, would you just hit me up? I'll pay you full price of whatever you want for them if you'll just let me come in and scan them first. I have people that do that for me all the time. I have people that when I walk into the thrift store, they go, hey, I have been saving a big giant box of books for you. They're just in the back. No one has touched them. I don't want to deal with them. It's insane. But this, like, I am going to be going back every day on their dollar day. There is a 50-cent day, but I have been told stay far away from that place on 50-cent day. I am not one that, I will not throw elbows. I will not fight over a book. I'm not like that. I don't like the rudeness of some people. Like, I've even seen videos from like the Goodwill bins of people like pretty much shoving each other over used items, and that's just not okay. I'm not going to deal with that. So I'll go in on dollar day. I'll pay the double the price that it is on 50-cent day, and I'm going to win every single time. So thank you guys for watching me. And turning $20 into $1,200, that ain't bad.